The last time I saw her, everything was okay. You know, you just never know when it's gonna be the last time you see somebody.
Saw the money ain't got activated. Saw the money ain't got activated. Saw that money ain't got activated. I saw that money ain't got activated. Canada Goose. Keep me wearing my cold city. I got a pole with me. Glock cost 450. Yo bitch blow with me. Took my soul with her. They got their hand out.
What's good, Rage Mafia? It's your girl Q Rage back with another story time. So today, the story time is gonna be about losing my grandmother. I've been wanting to do this for a while, but it's like I just been kind of like, you know, I don't like to really cry on camera. I know, you know, this is a very sensitive topic for me, you know, because this person meant a lot to me, you know, still means a lot to me to this day, you know. So I apologize if I get emotional, you know, during this video. It's just, you know, it still feels like yesterday, you know, when I got that phone call, you know, that she had passed, you know. But yeah, so before we get started this video, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe to my channel, Q-Rage TV. Hit that subscribe button, you already know. Alright, man, let's get into it. So, my grandmother passed away April 16th, 2015. She had stage 4 colon cancer, and stage 4 is like the highest one. That's the worst one. Like, pretty much if you reach stage 4, it's over. It's just a matter of when you're gonna die. Unless you got money, you can buy a cure for that shit. Other than that, you're done, you know. So it was just a matter of, you know, when she was gonna die. You know, we all knew that, you know, she was gonna die soon, you know. But she found out she had cancer, I think it was like May of 2011. She was in Alaska at the time. I was in Seattle, so she was going like back and forth to Seattle and Alaska, you know. Came home from school. My mom told me, you know, that, you know, grandma, you know, got cancer and all that. And I was like, I just started crying, because when I think of cancer, I think you're gonna die, you know. So I'm like, bro, my grandma's gonna die, bro. Like, that's, you know, that hurt. You know, I was like 11, I was like 10 at the time. So, you know, that was my best friend. So I was like, you know, I was sad, you know. She had came back to Seattle like, like 2 months later, I think, somewhere around there. She had like something in her chest. I was like, what is that? She was like, you know, it's for I guess for her to get chemo or some stuff, some shit. It was like a little circle, like little knot looking thing. I was like, damn, like the last time I saw you, like you didn't have none of that. Nothing was wrong with you. Well, something was wrong with her, we just didn't know, you know. But I was like, nothing was wrong. You didn't have none of that, you know, none of that in your chest. Now, come back and now it's this, you know. So it was like, at the time, I was like, wow. While she was there in Seattle, you know, I used to, you know, I went to her chemo, you know, therapy, you know, sessions and stuff. I was there with her for hours, you know. We would just talk, you know. And, oh, man. You know, I went to damn near every one, you know. Just talk about everything, you know. That was my best friend, you know. I've never really been really close to my mom like that, you know. So when I would, you know, when something was going on with me, I would always talk to my grandma. My mom, you know, I was very selective on what I told my mom, you know. Never really had that close bond with my mom. I love my mom to death, but it was only really like that with my grandmother, you know. I always say, you know, how much she loved me, you know. I was her favorite, you know. She loved all her grandkids. She had 5 grandkids in total, but I was her favorite one, because I was the one who really lived with her the most, because my mom had her own place, but like still, even when my mom had her own place, I was still mostly living with my grandmother, you know. And then, you know, when my mom got with my sister's dad, you know, they were kind of like stable and stuff, so I had to stay with my grandma a lot. So that was you know, I was always with her, you know. Let's fast forward to, you know, 2014. Beginning 2014, you know, she was going to the doctor, getting checked up, and at one point it seemed like the cancer was kind of like slowing down, you know, with the tumors and stuff. It seemed like the tumors were like slowing down, so that was like good news, you know. Like, damn, she'll have a little bit longer to live, you know. And then around August or September 2014, you know, she had went to the doctor and she found out some bad news that the tumors, you know, the cancer was moving fast again, and the tumors were spreading, more tumors were spreading. The tumors that she already had, they were getting bigger. So at that point it was like, damn, you know, that was a lot. You know, I already knew she was gonna die. But you know, we thought everything was slowing down. You know, she would have more time. You know, because you know, I was in 8th grade. You know, at the time I was like, man, she would probably be able to see me. You know, go into high school. You know, the next year. You know, finding out and then finding out that it's back to, you know, moving fast and tumors is spreading and, you know, the tumors are getting bigger. It's like, damn, you know. So October 2014, she went to Seattle. She has family down here in Seattle, where I'm at now. But yeah, so mom drove her to the airport. I wanted to go to the airport, but I couldn't. I had to stay home. I don't know why I couldn't go. But yeah, so, you know, she told me she loved me. It was like the same old. I thought, you know, I was going to see her again. I was like, okay, you know, love you. See you in a month or two. You know, it was, you know, regular stuff, you know. But you know, when I went to the, you know, once they closed the door and left, you like, you know, walked to the car, I watched the car like drive away, you know. But now I'm gonna miss grandma, you know. But you know, I'm gonna see her again, you know. And then she was there longer than expected, because I thought she was gonna come back in like November, but it was December and she was still down there. And she had some incident happen at the store. She was at a gas station and she fell. I don't know. I don't really remember how she fell. I don't remember, but it was like once she got down there, shit just went downhill with her health. You know, around January or February, she was on a breathing tube because, you know, she couldn't really breathe no more because the tumors got bigger, you know. Oh man. You know, so when I would talk to her on the phone, you know, she would always be coughing. Like she couldn't even say like a full sentence without coughing, and that hurt me, you know. Cause like I was like, you know, everything was just fine. Like, you know, last time I saw her, she wasn't on no breathing tube. She wasn't like coughing every time she would try to say a sentence. Like she was able to say fucking, you know, 5 sentences without having to cough, you know. And you know, I would call her on the phone, she would just be coughing. Like she couldn't even say a full sentence. Like she couldn't even say I love you without coughing. Like that hurt, you know, because everything was just fine, you know. At that point I was like, okay, I don't think she's gonna be back down in Alaska no time soon, because, you know, all that stuff is going on with her now. So I guess we're gonna have to go down there to, you know, visit her, you know. But at the time, like, you know, we didn't really have money like that to do all that. At the time, we was really actually homeless at the time. We were staying in a shelter. Not with like homeless. We had our own little like apartment, but it was a shelter, you know. So we were really doing bad financially at the time, so we couldn't go down and visit her. And then, you know, our family down there was acting like, you know, they couldn't help us. Once she got on the breathing tube, like I didn't really call her as much as I should have, because it would just hurt me to hear her like that, you know. Like I would go weeks at a time without talking to her. My mom talked to her more than I did, but I just, you know, I had a phone and all that, but I couldn't take hearing her like that, so I didn't really call her as much as I used to. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me get some tissue. Oh my God. But yeah, so I didn't really call her as much, because that just hurt me every time hearing her like that. You know, so let's fast forward to April, the month that she passed. I remember like 6 days before she died, I just cried and I was just talking out loud to God, you know, so please, you know, keep her alive a little bit longer, you know, at least so I can see her again, you know, this one last time. I just prayed, you know. I was about to, you know, go into high school a couple months. I was just praying that he would keep her alive for a couple more months, at least so I could see her again, you know. 6 days later, April 16th, remember I was just at home, and my mom was just starting a new job. She was working at a hotel, and she was at training that day, so her phone was off all day. My phone was off. Once my mom came home, like, all of a sudden I just started feeling weird, like something bad, like I was about to find out some bad news, you know. So, you know, I was just in my head, I was listening to music, I was eating some hot fries, you know, the chips, you know, hot fried chips, you know, that was my shit, you know. And this, I was just on my phone, I just felt weird, like I was about to find out some bad news, and my mom was in the bathroom. I just felt weird, like something, like I was about to, like something was about to happen. I don't know what the fuck. I just started feeling a weird feeling, and then all of a sudden I just hear my mom screaming and crying, you know, in the bathroom. And at that part, I already knew it was because of my grandma. I was just in shock, so it was like I'm just standing there. I'm like, wait, what? Like I already knew my grandma. It was because of my grandma died. I already knew, but it was still. I was just like. Still in shock, like no, please, no, you know. So like, how we found out is that my grandpa, he had texted my mom saying your mom has passed, you know, you need to call me, because my mom's phone was off for hours because she was at training, you know, orientation, some shit at the hotel, so her phone was off, and my auntie had tried to call her, the one that lives here in Seattle, and then my grandpa tried to call her, you know, and then he texted her, and then that's how she found out, you know. So so at that point we had to go to, you know, two of my cousins' house to tell them, you know, because I don't think they know, you know. So we drove to my oldest cousin, and first me and my sister stayed in the car. My mom told us to stay in the car. And then we went in there, and they were in there for like a minute, and then she walked down and she came and got us, and my cousin, you know, he had a jersey on, he was just like this, cause you know, that he was the oldest grandchild, he was the oldest one, that was my grandma's first grandchild, you know. You know, he acted the way that I thought I would have acted when I found out my grandma died. Like my mom and his mom had to literally hold him down to the stairs because he lost it, you know, when he found that out. You know, and my mom is kind of, you know, big, but his mom is, you know, bigger, and it took both of them to hold him down because he really lost it, you know, when he found that out, you know. I thought I would have reacted that way, but I was just like in shock. I was like, what? You know? So it was just crazy. You know, then we had to go to my little cousin's house, you know, and she had cried herself to sleep, you know, because my uncle had called her mom and told her, and then her mom had to tell my cousin, so she cried herself to sleep, you know. You know, like my mom was crying the whole time, driving to their house, and then driving home, she was still crying. Like, it was just crazy, you know. Couldn't even, you know, her funeral was like a couple weeks later. Couldn't even go to her funeral because we didn't have the money to go. So at the time I was hurt, but to be honest, I'm glad that I couldn't go to that, because I wouldn't want that to be the last image of her laying in a casket dead, you know. Now looking back, I'm just glad I couldn't, you know, we weren't able to go, because to be honest, I wouldn't have been able to see her like that, because, you know, the last time I saw her, everything was okay, you know. You just never know when it's gonna be the last time you see somebody. Oh my God, bro. You know, I didn't think that would be the last time I saw her. I thought I was gonna see her like a month or two later, you know. That was my everything. Even now, you know, I kind of feel alone because, like, I don't really open up to people. The other person I would really open up like that to was my grandma, because she never got mad at me. You know, she always just kept her cool and talked to me, you know. I don't really have that. I don't really feel like I can do that with my mom, you you know. So it's like, I kind of just don't open up to nobody because it still hurts, and it feels like just yesterday. You know, I feel like the more years that go by, the more I really realize that she's really gone. You know, I never went 4 years without talking to my grandmother. You know, she would give her last to me, you know, to us, period. You know, she said the only reason why she fought for so long is because she wanted to be here for her grandkids, you know. Told me and my older cousin, you know, that, you know, we need to talk to our, you know, to the younger, you know, grandkids about her, you know, tell them about, you know, her and stuff, you know, take care of them for her, you know. And I told her, you know, I'll do that, make sure I do that, and I still stand on that to this day, you know. You know, my little sister, she still remembers her. She still remembers things. I didn't think she would still remember her now. You know, she's almost 9, you know, but she still remembers. She calls her friend, you know, so she still remembers her. So that's, you know, that's good. But it's like, will she still remember her in 10 years from now, you know? Never felt that much pain. You know, I've lost people before that, but this was the hardest one. The hardest death I've ever had to deal with, you know, like, ever since then, you know, I've been paranoid, you know, with my mom, because, you know, that's the second person, you know. I already lost the first person that meant the most to me. Is like, thinking about losing my mom, man, I'll go crazy, you know. So it's like, I've been kind of paranoid, because, like, my mom will be like, I'll be back in 2 hours, and then she won't be back to like 5 hours, and I start kind of getting worried, you know, because, you know, I'll be like, you know, she said she'll be back in a couple hours, you know, but it's been like 5 hours. She's still not, you know, still not here. I haven't heard a phone call or nothing, you know, so it's like, you know, I just be like praying, you know, because I can't lose my mom, you know, even though I know it's going to happen. I just hope it doesn't happen no time soon, because I'm still grieving over lost my grandmother, and having to deal with my mom is like, that would be too much for me to handle. She was supposed to get her colon checked. I forgot what that's called. I forgot the name of that, but she was supposed to get that checked like back in 2007, 2008, and she said she had got scared, you know, so she left. And it's like, you know, if she would have did that, they would have found, you know, the polyps in her, and they would have been able to take that out, and she would have been still here today. And it's like, where was I at? You know, where was my mom at? You know, like, why didn't she tell one of us? Because I used to always go with my grandma everywhere, you know. It's like, where was I at? Where was my mom at? You know, it's like, if she, you know, if we would have went, she would have did it, you know, and she would still be here today. You know, it's like, man, there's just so many what ifs, you know. I think of every time I think about it, it's like, what if, you know. But we just gotta take care of our bodies, you know, get checkups, you know, try to eat better, you know. We're not really, you know, supposed to be eating meat, you know, all that, but, you know, we still do it anyways, even though we know we're not supposed to do it, you know. We just gotta eat healthier, you know, work out. I know, you know, we're young, you think, you know, when you're young, you don't gotta do none of that shit, but, you know, once you get older, you know, the stuff that you do when you're young, yeah, you might not feel it, but once you get in those 40s, you know, you're gonna start having a lot of problems, you know. So it's like, ever since then, losing my grandmother to colon cancer has made me more open to, like, what I'm putting in my body, you know, and staying away from cigarettes, you know. I'm trying to stay away from alcohol. I don't drink, you know, so, you know, I'm thinking about turning vegetarian. I don't know when, but I know one day I want to be vegetarian, because, you know, meat, you're not really supposed to be eating meat and shit like that. Gotta take more care of our body, you know, because, that shit ain't no joke, you know. If you don't get your checkup, you know, at a certain age, you're supposed to get that colon shit, you know. They're supposed to look at your colon, get any polyps. You're supposed to do that at a certain age. around like 50. But thing is, I have an auntie, my grandma's sister. They had cancer at the same time. Like, she died from colon cancer. She had stage 4 colon cancer, and she was a nurse, and she still got colon. You know, you would think, oh, she's a nurse, she would have got all that checked, you know. But yeah, my auntie, she died a year after she found out. But we feel like the family feels like she knew some years before. That's why she retired from nursing. But I don't know. But yeah, that my grandma and my auntie had colon cancer at the same time, stage 4, you know. But my auntie died first, and then my grandma died 4 years later. So it's like I have 2 people in my family, in my immediate family, that got colon cancer. So it's like I'm thinking about getting my stuff done like while I'm in my late 30s, because, you know, I got 2 people that got history of cancer, colon cancer at that. So I gotta be more, you know, careful, you know, with myself. You know, watch myself even more, because of 2 people in my family with this died from the same thing. You know, so yeah, man, it's just crazy. You know, I'm about to graduate. You know, and it sucks that, you know, she's not gonna be able to see that. I mean, I know in spirit, she knows she's always with me. You know, I feel her presence. You know, but it's still gonna be an emotional day for me. It's gonna be bittersweet for me. You know, because I had so many plans. You know, I planned on her favorite color was green, so I planned on getting her a green Range Rover, you know, when I make it, you know, and all that. You know, she always supported me in everything I did, you know, basketball, you know, music. She was saying, you know, keep doing your music, you know. She was, you know, listening to G Herbo with me and stuff. Like, my grandma was really cool, you know. She was, you know, she might have been 50 something, you know, on the outside, but on the inside she had a young spirit, you know, she was a young person in the inside, you know. So, you know, yeah, she was 58 when she died. That's young to be dying from cancer. Like, she wasn't really that old to be. She was a little bit too young to be dying from cancer to me, you know. But everything happens for a reason. That's, you know, she's one of my motivations for doing what I do right now, YouTube. You know, she's my motivation for everything that I do. You know, my motivation to stay in school, and motivation to, you know, do music and do YouTube. I just always think of her, and it's like, okay, I'm in this, you know. And any of y'all got parents that still haven't got their colon checked, man, you need to really get on them on that. You know, my mom just turned 39 and she still hasn't got her stuff done yet, and it's like, I'm telling her, you know, you need to really get that done. You know, she was supposed to get it done 4 years ago, the year that my grandma died, but I guess she just couldn't do it because the stuff that she was having to drink was just too much for her, so she canceled it. And it's like, you know, you're kind of overweight, you know, you don't have the best diet, you know, and it's like, you know, you need to get on that, because I'm not trying to lose my mom too, you know, to that shit, you know. So it's like, I'm on her, you know, telling her that you need to get that done. You know, you're damn near 40. You already got 2 people that died from it, so you need to really get on that, you know. I've been on her about that, because it's not no joke, you know. But yeah, this video is 30 minutes, so I'm gonna have to cut a lot out. But what's I about to say? I don't even know. Yeah, man, just take care of your bodies. You young folks out here, us young folks, we just gotta take care of our bodies. Older people watching this, if you still haven't got your stuff done, you need to do that, get that done now, you know, cause ain't no joke out here, man. If you made it through this whole video, thank you for watching. I just want y'all, you know, I just want y'all to, you know, we're a family. Rage Mafia is a family. I just want y'all to really know me, get to know me, you know. And so, like, I'm willing to talk about sensitive stuff, very personal stuff, you know, about me. I don't really talk about this a lot, you know. It's not an everyday thing, you know. So I just want y'all to really feel like y'all really know me, you know. So it's like, you know, I'm willing to come out my shell and really speak about shit. I'm willing to cry on camera. I don't really like doing that, you know. But I'm doing it for y'all, cause you know, we're a family, so we gotta be open with each other, you know. But yeah, this is it for this video. If you like this video, make sure you like, subscribe, share. with everybody. Everybody gotta do that, man. Alright, man, I see y'all.
Got to do with it. Look, slam dunking niggas like I'm in the NBA. I'm about my chest, I stack my chest like Frito-Lay. Nigga, these is forces, nigga, these is not no chase. Probably won't even wear it, I still cut it anyway. I got all this drip, what can I say?